William says, many of you have gotten tokens of my gratitude. I have many more yet to do, so watch for them in the coming days. Now, I'm going to give Paradox a chance to speak. I think she has earned that. Paradox. Passion says, applause.
Paradox says, never would I have imagined that I would have the privilege to actually organize In-Care Fair. It has been a journey, and as all journeys go, there are smooth roads and broken roads, calm waters and raging storms. There have been many highs and many lows to this adventure, and I can say, without any hesitation, that the support and the happy faces of our community who have come together to make new memories and reminisce about olden days, to share wisdom and to create connections with one another, has been more than enough gold in my pockets to make dedicating the last 7 months of my life worth it and more. To the community, from the deepest part of my heart, I want to thank you for your support, for your kind words, for your attendance, for volunteering even if you were not called upon, for any small measure you have offered to the fair this year. Thank you for those of you who volunteered to host events and those of you who attended them. You are the reason. Never would I have imagined that I would have the privilege to actually organize In-Care Fair. It has been a journey, and as all journeys go, there are smooth roads and broken roads, calm waters and raging storms. There have been many highs and many lows to this adventure, and I can say, without any hesitation, that the support and the happy faces of our community who have come together to make new memories and reminisce about olden days, to share wisdom and to create connections with one another, has been more than enough gold in my pockets to make dedicating the last 7 months of my life worth it and more. To the community, from the deepest part of my heart, I want to thank you for your support, for your kind words, for your attendance, for volunteering even if you were not called upon, for any small measure you have offered to the fair this year. Thank you for those of you who volunteered to host events and those of you who attended them. You are the reason. Bandit applause. Petra says, applause. Fia says, ah. Bandit says, oh my. Paradox says, to our wonderful and amazing builders Cricket Sealan, Hinty Sword Thane, Tendai Jules, Tully Moonchild and Zariel Moonchild, who put in double time essentially building 9 sims in about 10 weeks, 4 roads to the fair and 5 ground sims. Thank you for indulging my critiques and my suggestions and for coming together and making my very general idea of how I viewed things come to life. To Discovering Destiny, our amazing out-of-character merchant organizer, she reached out to many of our fine merchants and organized everything, which would bring them in to provide amazing shopping opportunities and free gifts to you. She was a constant sounding board for my problems, and a very deeply respected and truly giving human being in her conduct and decorum when handling fair affairs. Petra shouts, full SimRes boxes for next year to make it go faster. Paradox says, to our marshals and moderators, Alexandra Kawa resident, Bloodwolf 1996 resident, Dryzantler Variander, Falconer McKeenan, Yarrick Spirit Weaver, Sagan resident, Tristan Gates resident and Zach Rebel resident, thank you for making the fair a safe and pleasant place for our community to come together and celebrate the fantasy world of gore that we have all found a place to call home in. To our support staff who were basically gophers who were sent out into the world to handle small jobs so we could work on bigger tasks, thank you to Looking Wilden Preddy and Spice Enthusiast. Spice was also our very talented dance troupe and soloist photographer this year.
Passion says, applause.
Paradox says, to the U-Bars Council leadership team, Carissa Stein, Mikla Langel, Trick Tyron and Tully Moonchild, thank you for keeping things organized, for being our commanders in charge of going out and securing event hosts, organizing them, answering general public questions, monitoring our chats and discords and taking a great deal of little things from our hands so we could focus on other things requiring our attention. You have my deepest respect for your attentiveness and dedication to our community.
Nicholas shouts, claps.
Hey look,
Petra says, applause.
Hey.
Paradox says, to our cast leads who took on, even if unwillingly at first, the task of organizing their casts and cast events, Kitten Serpent of the Initiates, Trick Tyrant of the Scribes, Male Brigantes of the Builders, Jessica Glass of the Physicians, Zack Rebel of the Warriors, Drysantler Variander of the Black Cast, and Trick Tyrant for the Merchants, you did an outstanding job in pulling it all together, so we had lectures and classes to attend this year. To the radio and media who supported the fair, Gorian Whip Radio, Unchained Radio, Tor 2 Gore Radio and Gorian Compass Radio, thank you for getting our advertising out there without charge, and for being the musical and vocal voice of Gore during the fair. To Nicholas Eel for his carnival rides and today's soon-to-happen fireworks, and to Sable Onyx for her Kyla Rezzers, thank you for proving some fun and amusement to our fairgoers and giving them the opportunity to have the experience of enjoying your passions. To the staff as a whole, thank you for being a group of people who could be relied on to be communicative, fair, and just in their support of one another and in the support they offer to the community through the entire process. Last but not least, I would like to offer my thank you to William for being a true partner in this adventure. From listening to and supporting my ideas to sharing the same thoughts, and for being someone who supported my words and dreams for this event. For having my back when those roads started to break or the waters started to get rough, you have my heartfelt gratitude. You are truly a man worthy of having as a friend. Eagle says, applause. Eagle says, applause.
Reener Bell says, asterisk. Passion says, applause.
Petra says, applause. Sarah gives Paradox the secret dancer cheer with a girly hair flip from the dance troops.
Neftide says, applause.
Paradox says, oh, and the coin slut cacophony. Another radio and media presence. Thank you for your support and presence.
Raya says, claps.
Pudding shouts, thank you for all the planning, setup, decorating, role-playing, events, games, prizes, tournaments, debates, discussions, lessons, dancing, readings, laughter, jokes, and fights. It was all wonderful and tons of fun as always.
Jay says, Lord, that slave can talk. Passion says, laughing out loud. William shouts, I recall on my words last year at the closing of the 2025 Ankara Fair. Then I spoke the words then as the administrator of Gene Z Port. This year, those words still carry meaning, and I will remember them with you as your Ankara Fair Ubar. Soon, our time at this glorious Ankara Fair will draw to a close. But let us not dwell in sorrow, for the memories we have made shall linger long after the banners are lowered and the fires fade. Friendships have been renewed, new bonds have been forged, and the spirit of unity has shone brightly among us all. Though the fair may end, our doors and our hearts remain open. Let us always be ready to welcome those who, in the days, weeks, and months ahead, will find themselves longing for the warmth of our company and may brave the road to visit once more. May we be gracious hosts, steadfast friends, and ever faithful to the ties that bind us together. Soon, our time at this glorious Ankara Fair will draw to a close. But let us not dwell in sorrow, for the memories we have made shall linger long after the banners are lowered and the fires fade. Friendships have been renewed, new bonds have been forged, and the spirit of unity has shone brightly among us all. Though the fair may end, our doors and our hearts remain open. Let us always be ready to welcome those who, in the days, weeks, and months ahead, will find themselves longing for the warmth of our company and may brave the road to visit once more. May we be gracious hosts, steadfast friends, and ever faithful to the ties that bind us together.
Petra says, applause.
Passion says, applause.
Fia smiles. Noxie shouts, claps and cheers.
Sigfrid applauded Shalluri usement.
Eagle says, applause.
Augustus shouts, applauds and cheers. William shouts. And so, let's not forget the unity of this day, nor the joy we have shared. Carry its spirit with you, wherever your path may lead. Until we meet again, farewell and journey safely. Passion says, applause.
Bandit claps. Eagle says, applause.
Zach Rebel says, claps, claps, claps.
Seema says, applause. Eagle says, applause. Ashka cheers. Petra says, applause.
William says, I now ask Tarek to offer a blessing for the road. Latonia says, silently wonders how long that unity will last, as she claps. Reener Bell says, applause. Passion says, we love you.
Jessica applauds happily.
Waffle shouts, why? Envy applauds loudly. William shouts, I now ask Tarek to offer a blessing for the road.
Maki claps loudly. Sarah shouts slash measures with Earth Dancer pom-poms. Jessica says, YAY, \0/. Celia shouts, hail in Carafair and hail its Ubar William.
Tarek says, good people of Gore, as we gather our goods together and prepare to return to our different homes, I wish you a safe journey and a joyous homecoming. May Priest Kings guard your road and bring you safely home to your own fire. Hear me, Priest Kings.
Druna shouts, yeah.
Neftide shouts, PST Celia, don't get him used to that title, and T.A. Sardar Gore.
Celia chuckles.
Tarek says, I wish you all well.
Celia says, Sardar Gore.
Siegfried Holtz, das Sardar Gore.
Petra shouts, ta Sardar Gore.
Mystica shouts, as a role player and one of the merchant on this event, I would like to say thank you for everything at the entire staff of this awesome Inkara fair.
Ta Sardar Gore.
Al-Hustis shouts, Domtal Shardar Gore.
Jessica shouts, ta Sardar Gore.
Passion shouts, 16 hours, 33 minutes, and 33 seconds. Tarek, Ibi, and Josho, Al-Samini, Kitten, Serpent, good people of Gore, as we gather our goods together and prepare to return to our different homes, I wish you a safe journey and a joyous homecoming. May Priest Kings guard your road and bring you safely home to your own fire. Hear me, Priest Kings.
Sabainav hispers, ta Sardar Gore.
William shouts, 16 hours, 33 minutes, and 33 seconds. Tarek IBN Josho, Al Samini. Kitten Serpent, good people of Gore, as we gather our goods together and prepare to return to our different homes. I wish you a safe journey and a joyous homecoming. May Priest Kings guard your road and bring you safely home to your own fire. Hear me, Priest Kings.
Wild One says, applauds everyone and let the fireworks begin.
William shouts, 16 hours, 34 minutes, and 12 seconds. Tarek IBN Josho, Al Samini. Kitten Serpent, I wish you all well.
Wild One shouts, S and safe passages to you, Holy One.
William shouts, fireworks will be starting shortly. Set to Midnight Control Shift X. We will give those who have a negative response to flashing lights time to move away. Neftide shouts, remember, all be nice to each other or at least entertaining dicks, be welcoming to noobs, and shove them our way to the silver ships and the core shuttles if need be. And I hope y'all say no to war and racism. Smiles anarchy in the Gore, okay? Nicholas shouts, 3 minutes till we begin.
Pudding bursts out crying. Because she was going to be back peeling soles and scrubbing stinky sandals again. The fair was over.
Bubbles says, laughs a little.
Petra says, did anyone see a core?
Neftides whispers, will masquerade ball after this? Ideas what you'll wear? Girls?
Jessica says, I saw a couple of core on the dance stage yesterday. Paradox shouts, and please remember, masquerade ball in the Tahari area from 6 to 9 p.m. Myri says, Superscript 3. Loniki says, as a whole core are not super social.
Matt Shepard says, I did. Neftide says, yes, Coda was there. One eye. Rias says, a KUR. The only thing I saw were some of the Sleens getting drunk on barrels of Pega. Bubbles says, will there be trivia at the ball?
Eagle says, did someone say the Tahari?
Neftide says, one eye. Of the dreaded claws, I believe.
Jessica says, oh, I definitely saw some laurels and a priest king at the Beasts of Gore exhibition.
Neftide says, a young priest king, yeah.
Fia says, WO. Paradox shouts, turn particles all the way up to see the fireworks.
Petra shouts, YY fireworks.
Samuel says, whoa. Raya says, what? Sokka shouts, squirrel.
Fia says, so pretty. Wild One says, go Nick, go Nick.
Zach Rebel says, wow. Christos claps.
Sarah claps. Noxie says, so pretty. Rukia says, ah, I want those fireworks every night before I go to sleep, please. B claps seeing the fireworks. Yeah.
Neftide says, someone make a pic who sees them well. I can't, smiley face.
Petra shouts, oh dear, poor Nicholas is trapped below.
Zach Rebel shouts, call 911. Latonia says, pokes the foot on my head. XD. Nicholas shouts, laughing out loud. Mad Shepherd says, quick, someone set him on fire. Save him. Nicholas shouts, thank you, everyone.
Wild One says, GYAZO.com link.
Envy shouts, may the gods look after you all on your road home and keep you safe.
The few tears come to her eyes as she smiled while watching the fireworks. All of the challenges it took to travel to the far and then getting here and having a mostly amazing time. She would miss this.
Latonia says, they look like photon torpedoes. XD. Raul says, full spread. Latonia says, carrot.
Aura says, so pretty.
Pudding says, can someone Jayazo please?
Lara says, GYAZO.com link.
Pudding says, I see circles and glow.
Wild One says, GYAZO.com link.
Pudding says, thank you so much.
Neftide says, thanks a lot all, winky face.
Pudding says, oh wow. Purity.
Nicholas shouts, thank you, everyone.
B claps.
Petra shouts, YY Nicholas.
Ramstien shouts, "Well done, Nick."
Wild One shouts, "Thank you, Nick."
Zach Rebels says, "Applause."
Wild One says, GYAZO.com link.
Reener Bell says, "Asterisk." Nicholas says, "Smiles." Rolf shouts, "Thank you, Nicholas Eel. I love you."
Wild One says, GYAZO.com link video. Petra says, Woot video. High five to Luciana. Eagle says, applause. Eagle says, applause. Eagle says, applause.
Nicholas says, "Smiles." Is happy you that no blue flame was part of that tonight. Laughs.
Asini shouts, thank you for putting on a great fair, masters and mistresses.
Siegfried shouts, "Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for doing so much for all of us. And thank you to everyone who took part, who came from near and far. Thank you to all of you, and long live NCARA Fair. Long live the Gore community." Jay says, Surely the DJ would not rickroll the crowd. Neftide says, "So my girls, what about that masquerade ball?" Turgeon applauds the moving words of his friend loudly.
Hyokatayanitas says, "Smiles, yes, my master.